Hello, my name is Dr. Amada Ida, and I'm here to talk to you today about 6 internal causes of stress. The reason why I'm very passionate about talking about stress is because in over my 20 years of medical experience and practice, I have seen stress come in various forms and sizes. I have seen what stress makes people do. I have seen stress-related illness, and I myself have been a victim of stress. Essentially, what my message is to stop the stress so that it doesn't stop us, so that we can go ahead and accomplish our desires in life and our successes in life. There are 6 types of stress. One is the good stress, and the good stress is when you encounter, for instance, the birth of an anticipated child, a promotion on your job, or even moving to a bigger place. Although it applies pressure, it's the good type of pressure. Then you have the bad stress or the distress. And in this situation, it's exactly what it means. It's bad. The effects are adverse. And this is the sort of stress that makes you anxious or nervous or depressed. Then you have another category of stress known as the acute and the chronic stress. In medical terms, when we say something is acute, what we mean is that it is short-term. So this may be the stress from a deadline. And then on the other hand, you have the chronic type of stress, which is the longer type of stress, a longer term type of stress. And you may find this, for instance, in a bad relationship. And this tends to cause more damage because of the prolonged effect of the stress. Then we have another category, external and internal stress. The external stress is anything that comes from the exterior, or for the most part, things that we can't control, like, for instance, the death of a loved one, or even retirement. The internal stress is what I want to focus on because a lot of times it's self-inflicted or self-induced. And I'm going to go over a few things that are internal stresses that can affect us. It tends to affect our belief system. And the thing there is, if the belief system is flawed, then the way we process information is going to be flawed. Let's talk about a few of these things. One is the inability to accept uncertainty or risk. And what is life? It's full of uncertainties and risks. What we do is control what we can and kind of leave the rest. We can't control people, we can't control their behaviors, but what we can control is what's within our own scope of control. Next thing is setting unrealistic expectations. So putting that kind of pressure on yourself to accomplish expectations that just can't be accomplished, at least not in the time frame. So this added pressure causes stress on you. Then next is pessimism, and pessimism is when, regardless of how good a situation is presented to us, regardless of the moment of joy that someone is experiencing, you always find a negative twist to it. Then, along that same line is negative self-talk, where regardless of the number of compliments that you're paid, regardless of the number of praise or accolades, you always feel you're not worthy. You always feel that you're not deserving. Next is perfectionism. You want so much to be perfect at the expense of producing anything. So in a situation like this, you have a lot of unfinished projects. Why? Because you don't want to complete the project because it's not perfect. In a situation like this, that is added stress that you're putting on yourself. Then of course we have the lack of assertiveness, where you're so much in need of acceptance that you are afraid to say no to anything. That is in itself also added stress. So these are some of the self-inflicted things that we have. But the good thing there, though, is that we can change this. Just as we learn them, we can unlearn them. This is by no means an exhaustive list, but it's meant to kind of give you an idea of the things that are self-inflicted that can be changed. For more of my stress-reducing tips, you can go to the link below and click on it. Also, for more information on stress reduction and just living a more relaxed, enjoyable life, you can go to my website, www.lessstress-moresuccess.com.